Okay, so today we're going deep on Lugia.
Okay.
And yeah, we're going to talk about its power, obviously, origins, and where to find it in the games.
Awesome.
I think this will be pretty interesting. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think Lugia is a really cool Pokemon,
Okay.
so I'm excited to dive into it.
So this source keeps mentioning like this hidden power.
Right?
And I don't really know what that means. Like, is that an actual move or is that just like a...
Oh, well, it's not a specific move.
Okay.
Like, you know how some Pokemon have like hidden power as a move?
Right, yeah.
This is more like I think they're referring to it as like a general like concept.
Okay.
Like it's a power that's not always like visible or obvious. You know, like when you think about Lugia, you know, it's the guardian of the seas.
Right.
It's got this immense power over like water and the weather and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it can quell storms.
Exactly.
That's a huge power.
Powerful. Right. Like to control the forces of nature like that.
Yeah, that's not
something to scoff at.
No.
So I think that's kind of what they mean by hidden power, is that it's not always like, you know, front and center, but it's always there.
It's like a passive like background.
Like a force that's always present.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
So when did this majestic guardian first appear?
Oh, Lugia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the second generation of games. So Gold and Silver.
Gold and Silver, yeah.
Those were the games that introduced Lugia and like...
It was a big deal, wasn't it?
Oh, huge. Like finding a Pokemon with the power to quell storms, like that was mind-blowing.
And where is it found in those games?
In the Whirl Islands.
The Whirl Islands.
Yeah, it's like this mysterious archipelago.
Okay.
Very fitting, I think.
Makes sense.
You know, for a legendary like Lugia.
Now, this source says that Lugia's power is relative to other legendary Pokemon. Yeah. So how does Lugia actually stack up against like the other legendaries?
Yeah.
Is it like a power tier list or something?
Well, there's no official tier list like from the Pokemon Company or anything. Oh. But the fans have definitely created their own, of course, like extensive tier lists. It gets very complex.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
Like taking into account all the lore and feats. And...
all the stats and everything.
So where does Lugia fit in on these?
Typically, Lugia is placed pretty high up there.
High tier.
Yeah, like top tier.
Okay.
You know, it's the guardian of the seas. It has control over water and weather.
Right.
So, I mean, that alone puts it in a very powerful category.
That's true.
But, you know, there are other legendary Pokemon that are considered even stronger.
Like who?
Well, like Arceus, for example.
Okay.
Arceus is often seen as like the creator deity of the Pokemon universe.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of in a league of its own.
Right.
Like Lugia is very powerful within the world.
Within that reality.
Yeah.
But Arceus is like the creator of that reality.
Okay.
So there's a bit of a distinction there.
Yeah. So Arceus is on a whole other
level.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet our listeners who are like Pokemon trainers are probably wondering, how do I get this amazing Pokemon?
Right.
How do I get Lugia on my team?
Yeah.
So how do you do it?
Well, as we mentioned, it first appeared in Gold and Silver in the Whirl Islands.
Okay.
But it's also been featured in some other games like the remakes, Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Right.
Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, that was a GameCube game.
Right.
And Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon as well. So, you know, it has popped up in a few different games, but it's never an easy Pokemon to catch.
I bet.
It always involves like a challenging quest.
Right.
You know?
You got to earn it.
You got to earn it. You got to prove yourself worthy
to
be a trainer of such a powerful Pokemon.
So you're going to have to like solve puzzles, navigate dungeons, and then the final...
a big epic battle. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A lot of work.
It's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey.
But worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have to talk about...
Shiny Lugia.
Shiny Lugia.
Yeah.
The source mentions like...
amazement.
Amazement, and rightfully so.
It's beautiful.
So shiny Pokemon, they're like ultra rare, right?
Yes, extremely rare.
And they just have a different color palette.
Yeah, they have alternate colorations.
Yeah, so what does shiny Lugia look like?
It's pink.
Pink?
Yeah, it's like this vibrant pink.
Ah.
Instead of its usual silver-white.
Oh, wow.
It's a very striking...
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's very sought after collectors.
Yeah, so we've learned that Lugia is much more than just a strong legendary.
Right.
It's this guardian. It's a force of nature.
Just keeps the balance.
Keeps the balance, yeah.
In the Pokemon world.
Its power isn't just in its moves.
Right.
But in like its very existence.
Exactly.
I think that's pretty cool.
It's a really fascinating Pokemon.
Is there anything else we should add?
Well, I think it's important to remember that Lugi's power is like any force of nature.
Okay.
It's immense, and it can be used for both good and bad.
Right.
It can create and it can destroy.
That's true.
So it's like this double-edged sword.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, like, if you had control of that power, how would you use it?
That's a great question.
Right. Would you use it to protect the world, or
would you be tempted?
Would you be tempted to use it for your own gain? Yeah. To reshape the world to your liking?
It's a very powerful thought.
Yeah, it is.
All right. That's something for our listeners to think about.
Yeah. Chew on that one.
Yeah. Until next time, happy training.
Happy training.
And remember, with great power
comes great responsibility.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. See you next time.
See you then.